Very soon, the most horrifying monster menace ever conceived will be oozing into this theater.
Hey everybody, I'm Hugh Brownstone for Three Blind Men and an Elephant, and today I want to talk to you about Hobolite, a brand, a product line, it seems to me, which is all about reimagining the introduction to and the experience of artificial lighting for photography and video, most especially for enthusiasts. Call this a blue ocean strategy, that is entering or creating an uncontested growing market outside of a current and hotly contested market, a frothy, bloody red sea of innumerable competitors killing each other for share. As is the case today in the hypersaturated market for cheap but powerful LED lighting appliances with very good color fidelity and high output. Think chip-on-board monolights, bicolor and RGB, and increasingly LED matte lights, among others. Some utterly reliable, others which start to buzz or simply fail, knobs fall off after a few months or a couple of years. Instead of bloodying the waters further, Hobolite has created a new category of LED lighting, which is functional, yes, of course, but more importantly, much more importantly, differentiated by industrial design. It won the prestigious Red Dot Award in 2022 for product design, build quality, exquisite attention to detail, compact size, and ease of use. In other words, certainly not the kind of lighting you'd throw into a grip truck or rent out over and over again like, say, a $15,000 Mole Richardson 1600-watt tenor LED, nor the kind of lights that are my personal favorites for day-in, day-out YouTubing from Aperture and Amaron, which, by the way, have now been copied mercilessly by so many other companies, though none has yet to deliver knockoffs nearly as fully sorted or reliable, in my experience. Anyway, Hobolite reached out to Claudia, actually, and within days a pile of gear arrived. Now, I refused to go near it because I was already stressed enough by the deliverables on my plate for the month, and we are really set for what we need here at Three Blind Men and an Elephant, with LED fixtures ranging in power from 100 to 300 watts a pop. But that was fine, because once Claudia opened the boxes and understood what she was seeing, she immediately envisioned how she wanted to test them and set about to make it happen. Hold that thought. I'm talking about these guys, the two smallest lights in the Hobolite catalog. The 8-watt Micro, priced at $159 for the standard kit, $269 for the Creator kit, $369 for the Master kit, and 20-watt Mini, priced at $299 for the standard kit, $399 for the Creator kit. You can see all the details from the link in the description below. As I said, small, lightweight, compact, easy to use, hold that thought. Beautiful to look at and have in hand. An homage, clearly, to Hasselblad's legendary 500 series of medium format cameras, with great build quality, I'll say it again, exceptional attention to detail, from rechargeable internal batteries and battery handles to removable barn doors, luscious, actually, ball heads, mini tripods, foldable diffusers, filters, a grid, even what appears to be a carbon fiber light stand. Beautiful to look at in any event. A couple of phone calls later, Claudia had booked a 2-hour shoot at the Colonial Theater in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, the actual location for the 1958 cult classic sci-fi film, The Blob, starring a very young Steve McQueen, this theater being the epicenter of the annual and much-loved Blobfest every July. A few messages after that, we also had our models, and we were off to Phoenixville, where we had a blast.
Every one of you watching this screen, look out. Because soon, very soon, the most horrifying monster menace ever conceived will be oozing into this theater.
The thing of it is, We chose to shoot a fairly dark test scene because we knew that an 8-watt or 20-watt light would not be able to overpower the sun. What we have not tested yet, however, are the more powerful Hobolites that might very well be able to overpower the sun, depending on scenario. The 100-watt bicolor Avant, up to $13.99 for their Creator AC/DC kit. I'll put a link to all of this down in the description under more below. And in my book, the Now We're Talking 300-watt Studio Bicolor Pro, ranging in price from $15.99 for the standard AC/DC kit to the $19.99 Creator AC/DC kit. But that's also fine because our first order of business was to assess Hobolite gear for their various intended audiences. With that preamble, I'll just cut to the chase. I'd say, with the Micro and Mini, Hobolite has hit a home run for enthusiasts looking to keep it simple, yet really dip their toes into the world of continuous LED lighting. Both lights are incredibly easy to pack, a dawdle to transport, set up, and take down. They have great ergos and screen, best build quality I've seen in a prosumer COB LED. 7 easily accessible special effects, hold that thought too. Outstandingly simple and reliable app, I'd say the best in the business in terms of speed, reliability, responsiveness, simplicity, and legibility. I'd go so far as to say that these Hobolites earn entry into the no futs category. No need to read instructions, which is a critical milestone for entry into the no futs zone, in no small part due to the fact that not only is the physical interface simple, just 2 buttons and an exceptionally legible and nicely designed LCD, but once the LCD panel comes on, it shows you what to do, which is very intuitive, and the app is even better, just icing on the cake. All that glitters is not gold, right? Well, I'd say the Hobolites we tested thus far appear to be fully sorted, impressive, and inspiring, although only time will tell with extended use just how reliable they are. I'd also say, however, that A, their output, as clean as it appeared to my eye, is very modest, and in order to fully appreciate what the Micro and Mini can do exceptionally well, one must understand the inverse square law of light, which reduces to this: the closer a light is to the object it illuminates, the more powerful the light appears to be. The more powerful it is. Put differently, because of their modest output and the inverse square law, the Micro and Mini are best suited to light small products, small details, up close, create accents, even serve as a prop within a scene. They're so beautiful. Of course, there are exceptions, like, for example, how Claudia and I used the Mini at the Colonial Theater. B. I did notice fan noise immediately, though it was not particularly objectionable in the short time we had the light on, and totally irrelevant in our Colonial Theater scene and back here in the Bat Studio for a couple of product shots, but we should keep an ear out for that when we get to test other units in the line. C. Even with the cleverly designed collapsible diffuser, the company calls it a mini softbox, but candidly, that's a bridge too far. Physics is physics. The combination of, I'll say it again, quite modest output with the very small surface area of the larger diffuser on the Mini or the tiny dome diffuser specifically for the Micro make either fixture we had on hand suboptimal as a key light for, say, this basic YouTuber scenario. D. There is no reflector in any of the kit configurations. There is nothing approximating an industry standard Bowens mount. there is no larger diffuser to be had from Hobolite for these two smaller models. E. Claudia found the spring-loaded 3/8 inch, 1/4 inch 20 screw to be a bit fussier than she'd like, although I appreciated it because they wouldn't get lost. F. The special effects were a bit too rudimentary for my taste, the TV filter being the effect most relevant to our test and just not reading as TV reflected in the faces of our models. G. The little faux lens release button on the Mini is a touch overdone? That's fair to say, with no useful purpose. And finally, on a purely functional basis, the Hobolites we tested are relatively expensive, as are the ones we haven't yet had in hand. All of which leaves us here. First, with the 8-watt micro or 20-watt mini, you are getting an absolutely lovely and novel, but ultimately limited, call it, introduction to lighting. I say this because, for example, you could pay $20 less than you would for the $269 Micro Creator Kit and get instead a far more powerful, far more versatile, and uncontestably more proven 100-watt Amaran 100XS bicolor with the same color accuracy, same bicolor temperature range, same basic catalog of effects, and a Bowens S-mount enabling you to easily attach an enormous range of light-shaping tools, like a 36-inch softbox with grid, just like the one that I use here on a daily basis in the Batcave, for which the Micro simply has no answer. Nor does the Mini. Second, at the top end of the range, that is the $2,000, $1,999, 300-watt Pro, you again have an absolutely novel, lovely, dawdle-to-use but now far more powerful and far less limited lighting companion. Then again, the Studio is much bigger and heavier than the Micro or Mini, doesn't have an internal battery, and now requires maybe as much, not quite that much, I'm not really quite sure, futzing and flexing as an alternative I'll mention next, which is even more of a challenge now because in basic functionality, it competes with the absolutely proven $1,000 Bowens S-mount equipped, also 300-watt, Aperture Bicolor LS300X, at which point one could argue you're paying just as much again over the price for that basic functionality. For the attention to detail, ease of use, build quality, yada, 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 you get the point. And I'd be inclined to agree. Which may matter to you greatly, or it might not matter at all. In the end, I think it's fair to say that Hobolite has found and created a new space in the very crowded continuous LED lighting industry, offering a different set of trade-offs. Objet d'art versus appliance, ease of use, over dollar per lumen lux foot candle, whatever metric you prefer. You can thus also argue that you do get what you pay for with these Hobolites, but this really does require you to understand that you're paying twice, as I just said. Once for what the light does, the second time an equal amount for how the light does it. And you really ought to be able, at least to your satisfaction, to enumerate why you're good with this. Which is to say, if you are A, new to lighting, B, don't intend to do more than what they can give you, C, truly appreciate and want all of the positives I've mentioned, and or D, don't mind spending to get all of that goodness, yeah, Hobolites really should be at or near the top of your list. But if you want lights that just do the business, if you are very budget conscious and you'll handle the details, then there are other lights offering far greater value that you really should consider. And I'd put the proven but no frills Aperture and Amaran brands absolutely at the top of that list. But whichever side of the coin you land on, I suspect Hobolite is well on its way to having an outsized impact on the industry. What do you think? If you like what you've seen here today, please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, join the conversation in the comment section below because this is an exceptional audience. If you'd like help with a portfolio review, gear selection, finding or honing your artistic voice, sign up for a one-on-one mentoring video call via Zoom at 3bmep.com/booking. Finally, please consider supporting our work by using the no-cost-to-you affiliate links down below, sending us coffee money via PayPal, or most especially, joining us on Patreon, links down below as well. However you choose to support us, as always, we thank you for it.